If you need prayer or have questions, email Annamarie at 5minutesadayWithGod@gmail.com. Be sure to like and subscribe to our videos so that more people can hear the Word of God.
Good morning and welcome to 5 Minutes a Day. And today we are in Genesis 18 and it's 1 through 15. But go ahead and read it on your own, but I'll be reading a few of the verses. And so here we have in verse 18, I'll read 18. This is our chapter 18, I'll read verses 1 and 2. The Lord appeared to Abraham near the great trees of Mamre, while he was sitting at the entrance to his tent in the heat of the day. Abraham looked up and saw 3 men standing nearby. When he saw them, he hurried from the entrance of his tent to meet them and bowed low to the ground. All right, so the first thing we need to look at is, who are these 3 visitors, right? There's a lot of speculation, a lot of commentators that say, some people think it's the 3 people in the Trinity, basically, in the flesh. But the passage itself just shows that it's the Lord and 2 companions. So, but what's interesting here is right away, even though this is a chance visitation, Abraham shows royal honors to them, right? He assures them that their arrival is an honor, and he gives them a lavish meal. And so then there is this situation where Sarah is brought into this picture, because at this point, Sarah really doesn't seem like she is bought into that the promise is going to be fulfilled, right? She went ahead and on her own methods of doing things, had this great plan of bringing Hagar in to have a child, and that didn't work out so great for Sarah. And so she's still a little persisting in her unbelief. So I'm going to jump down to 10. Then one of them said, I will surely return to you about this time next year, and Sarah, your wife, will have a son. So I think it's interesting here that now he brought Sarah into it, right? Before it was like, Abraham, you're going to be the father of a great nation. But just in case you weren't clear, this promise is going to be from the union of you and Sarah. So he says Sarah is going to have a son. Now Sarah was listening at the entrance to the tent, which was behind him. Abraham and Sarah were already very old, and Sarah was past the age of childbearing. So Sarah laughed to herself, and she thought, after I'm worn out and my Lord is old, will I now have this pleasure? Then the Lord said to Abraham, why did Sarah laugh and say, will I really have a child and I'm old? Is there anything too hard for the Lord? I will return to you at the appointed time next year, and Sarah will have a son. Sarah was afraid, so she lied, and she said, I did not laugh. But he said, yes, you did laugh. So this dialogue here is kind of comical, right? Sarah's basically eavesdropping, right? And she hears her name and she thinks, no way is this going to happen now. And she starts kind of laughing. It was probably kind of flippant laughter, right? Not like the joy, yay, the giggling laughter, but like, yeah, right. And then the Lord calls her out, says, nope, I heard you, why are you laughing? And so what is seen here is that God shows so much mercy and grace to Sarah here. Because how many times have we also doubted God's promise in our own life, right? How many times have we thought, no, God, you're not going to take care of me. I need to go and get a 3rd job or a 2nd job, right? You're not going to take care of my needs. Or, God, whatever the situation is too hard. There's too many obstacles. It's too hard. And God says, is there anything too hard for the Lord? So I just want to leave with you that encouragement. Is there anything too hard for the Lord? Think about that today. That God, in our doubts and in our own way of doing things, God pierces through and he says, I am true to my promise. I am true to my word, that if there's hard and difficult things in your life, I will make good out of those hard and bad things. And I will redeem you. I will redeem the brokenness in your life because he's a God of redemption. These are God's promises to us. And sometimes we look at the broken pieces of our life and we think, God, this is too hard for you. And we bring to him our doubts and our crazy questions and our anger. And God says, in his grace and mercy, there isn't anything too hard for me. You are my child. So I encourage you to just have an expectancy about you. Maybe pray that. Say, God, show up. Here's the brokenness. Do something, God. And I believe he will, because that's his promise. Have a good day and see you tomorrow. And remember, 5 minutes in the Word can change your life.